Well, here we are, August 16th, 2022. I'm Larissa. So I've had my cup of tea and I'm laying back down and I'm having spasms in my right hip around the place where the injection site was. I had a crazy dream last night. Oh my God. The spasms will go down and then I'll get up and I'll get in the shower. I don't like getting up and standing in the shower until the spasms stop, because sometimes when I get up and I walk around for a while on it, the leg does this kicking thing. And it's involuntary. The leg will kick up and there's like this tickle that goes down the nerves down the back of the leg, and I don't want to get in the shower. It's like I wear flip-flops in the shower too, just so I have some grip on the floor. Oh, so that's why I wait. I wait. It's not that I can't walk. Like, I can get up and go to the bathroom if I have to, kind of thing. But I don't like going down the stairs or just getting in the shower until after the spasms start. Anyway, or stop. Excuse me. Anyway, I had this crazy dream last night. I mean, it was a really, really out there one. And when I say out there, I mean just like out of left field. My dreams are lucid. Like, I'm aware that I'm dreaming in the dream, and I'm conscious in them. And that's the only way I dream. I don't dream any other way, and I never have. When I was a little girl. And I guess I've learned as an adult that, there's people who spend a lot of time practicing and learning how to do that. I don't know how not to do that. So I didn't know there was any other kind of dreaming. I learned what it was in a college psychology class. Anyway, I was like, oh, I thought everybody dreamed that way. No, Larissa. Just another one of your freaky attributes. Anyway, I know. My friend Joel in high school used to always call me Freakazoid, Freak Show. Anyway, I am a bit of a freak show. The dream. I had this friend in high school. She was a couple years ahead of me. And Nicole Peters. Last time I had contact with her was on Facebook, when I was still on Facebook. And do I remember, did she become law enforcement? Or marry a cop or something? I can't remember. Or am I thinking of Dana Gooden, who became a correctionals officer? Anyway, Nicole had really, really, really long hair in high school. Really, really long hair. And I had this dream where I was in my truck, like my truck now, and I was driving out to meet her. Weird. I haven't thought of this person or seen this person. I haven't seen this person in person since high school. And since her graduation party. Like I said, she was a couple years ahead of me. And anyway, it was the last time I physically saw her. Last time I had contact with her was, like, I don't know, 15 years ago on Facebook. So anyway, she was a huge David Bowie fan. She introduced me to David. She really introduced me. I knew who David Bowie was, but she really introduced me to David Bowie's music. And she was also a Neil Young fan and a Willie Nelson fan. And like, she really introduced me to their music. We listened to. She had a minivan. We used to drive around and listen to music. Went to concerts. Well, like, we went to a lot of the same concerts, and really. Anyway, I was driving my truck out to go see her, and I was pulling in to Milan Dragway. Milan Dragway was where Lollapalooza was held the one year in Michigan, and it's where when the tornado formed. It was the year Primus was on, that was the closing act on the ticket, and it was the year that the tornado formed, and we had to hide in a ditch, and the hot dog truck flew by, and Lydia went and took a whole bunch of hot dogs and was eating hot dogs in the ditch. Anyway, and they told us that if we left, we couldn't get back in, and that you wouldn't see Primus. And so we stayed, and like half of the crowd left because the tornado had formed. We could see it. We could see the tornado, and the winds were so high, like stuff was starting to blow around all of the vendor tents and stuff. Like, it was chaos. People were running helter skelter all over the place. We just hunkered down in a ditch and waited, and eventually saw Primus. So we were pulling into Milan. I was driving to Milan Dragway. That's where I was driving. I was driving to Milan Dragway, and got stopped on the, because you parked in a field, in a dirt field, and you had to go down this dirt road to get into the dirt field. And then there was the big circle, it was the dragway. There was nothing, like, it was not high tech. Milan Dragway was literally a big dirt field. And I was stopped, and the road was all broken up, and there was a creek running through the road. And person said to me, "Oh, you gotta stop here. You can't drive over this. Your tires aren't big enough to make it through." I said, "Oh, let me try." And so he tried, and I could only get halfway through, and I had to back up and get out. And I was trying to call Nicole, because I was like, "Nicole, we're supposed to be meeting here. I'm supposed to be meeting here, Nicole." And all I had was the first cell phone I ever had. It was this weird little phone. And I'm like, why do I have this phone? Where's my phone? Where's my current phone? Why don't I have this phone? It was like this big, just this little phone. And she like, "Nicole," I'm like, "Nicole, where are you?" I said, "I thought I was going to pick you up here, and we were supposed to go someplace else." Like, I was picking her up to go someplace else, but I was picking her up at Milan Dragway. And she's like, "Oh, okay, well, why don't you come here and get me?" I said, "Okay, I'll come pick you up. and then we'll go." And so I said, "Where are you?" And she's like, telling me her address. And I'm like, "What?" Like, all I could hear was like this garbled gobbity, I'm like, "What? I'm like, can you spell that?" I was like, "Can you spell that?" And she's like, "No, I can't spell it. You know where it is. You've been here before." I'm like, "I've been there before." I said, "But I don't know how to get there from here. I need to use my GPS." She goes, "Oh, Larissa, you can get here. She's just write down the address." I said, "Can you spell it?" She goes, "No, you know where I am." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Okay." I had a few things written down. I'm like, let me look into this, and then I'll call you back." So she's like yelling at me. She's like, "You know where I'm at?" And I'm like, "No, Nicole, I don't know where you're at." And then there was a picture of her on the phone, and it was weird because it was her face, but her hair had all been shaved down to like an inch. And Nicole always had, like I said, it was like down to her butt, like really, really long, silky hair. And she was Pacific Islander, and her hair was really, really, really beautiful. Really, she had really long, it was just really beautiful hair. It was real cut, real short. I'm like, why is her hair cut off like that? When she cut her hair, it was really weird. And so I'm talking to this person who was trying to help me get my truck out of the creek, and I said, "She's not being patient with me." He's like, "Well, we'll deal with that later, won't we?" And they're trying to help me find this address, and finally he's like, "It's in Ohio." I'm like, "It's in Ohio? I'm not driving to Ohio to pick up Nicole." Like, why is she in Ohio? That was the dream I had. "Nicole Peters, wherever you are, I'm not driving to Ohio to pick you up to go to Milan Dragway." Crazy dream. Crazy dream. I've been having a lot of crazy dreams lately. It wasn't last week. I think it was the week before. I had a dream about Mr. Elon Musk. Did. I dreamt that I was on an island. And at this point, I didn't know that he was shooting his rockets off from an island. I was on this island, and he and I were walking around, and there was like this around. We were having a conversation, and there was like this railing. It was like this railing, and he and I were walking around the railing, and there was like nothing but like flat blue skies, like steel blue skies. It weren't like punchy blue. It was like slate blue, a very light slate blue all around. And there were like no clouds on the horizon. There were no clouds, but it was all this like muted slate blue sky, and um, like deep, like emerald green water all around. And there was this building. We walked into this building, and my sister was there. One of my sisters was there, Rachel, not Mary. And Rachel's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing talking to him?" She's like, "Don't you know he can make you disappear?" I said, "Yeah, I know he can make me disappear, but I said, "But the conversation's really interesting." And she's like, "Well, you don't want to disappear." I said, "Well, do you want to disappear?" She goes, "I might disappear." She goes, "I don't want to disappear either." I'm like, "Okay." Well, I didn't know where he went. And like last I'd seen, he was walking down this hallway. So I walked down this hallway, and there's this door that's kind of open with this, and all the doors are these big wooden doors with these brass doorknobs, big brass doorknobs, shiny, shiny brass. And this one's kind of open, it's ajar a little bit. And so I push the door open, and it's this big, big library, big, big, big library. And he's sitting in there on this like, what do they call it? A dais, right? He's sitting in there on this dais, and there's all these books around. Oh, there's more to it, but very, very, very strange. Very, very strange. Woke up. When I woke up, I was like, "Oh, Elon Musk was crazy in my dream." Well, stuff he said to me was crazy. Anyway. I've had some weird dreams. Anyway, today I have some things to do. Today I have some things to do. Okay. The spasm has stopped in my leg. I think I'm able to get up now.